Everyone's staying cool.
No,
It's like 80 degrees in my office.
Just
This
put
is
it in,
ridiculous.
just put the AC in the living room 10 minutes ago.
It goes straight from winter to 90 degrees.
Yep,
That's what we
yep.
get now.
it looks like it's going to be around a while too.
Is it? Oh man.
It was winter already?
Yeah, I'll take winter over humidity any day, but that's just me. All right. Looks like Bob's there. Okay, Pam, you want to go ahead and start?
Sure. Michael Gore?
Are you recording?
Oh, nope. Sorry. Thanks for the
Recording in
reminder.
progress.
I paused it and
No worries. All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Planning Board for May 22nd, 2024. Pam, can you start with the attendance, please?
sure. Michael Gore,
Here.
Robert Romer,
Here.
Michael Lau,
Here.
James Barr,
Here.
Robert Romer,
Here.
and we have Eric Dylan and Austin Groner absent.
Okay, is Austin not coming tonight?
I didn't get anything from him that I
Okay. Yeah,
remember, but
no worries. Okay, so for the agenda tonight, we had first item was election of planning board officers. We briefly discussed this last week. I am happy to remain as chair. Um, People like that. If uh, people have discussion or topics on that they'd like to talk about.
No, I don't, Mike. I think you're doing a great job. And personally, unfortunately I had my father pass away about a month ago, so I can't do anything extracurricular right now. So
I'm
um
sorry to hear that, Jim.
no worries, no worries, no worries. So yeah, I'm good with
You want to stay on as vice chair, Jim?
yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Okay.
If the board is fine with
Well,
it.
yeah. So Pam, I don't. If we don't change anything, I don't know if we need to take a vote. Um,
there's nothing in the bylaws that says it has to be done annually. So if you want to
okay.
keep it the same, I don't think it's
Yeah, well,
necessary to vote.
we'll leave things as is for now. Okay. Um, Item number two is A&R for 44 and 52 Powder Hill Road. Um, do we have anyone for the applicant?
I don't think they were
This
planning on coming.
okay. This is pretty straightforward. But Pam, do you want to just give like a quick overview to the board about what this
Sure.
is?
Yeah, this was a ZBA case from a few months ago. You'll see parcel A identified on the A&R right here. It consists of 5,444 square feet. It's right now it's part of 44 Powder Hill Road, and there is an exclusive use easement to house number 52 through a subdivision plan that was approved probably over 20 years ago now. So the two landowners had some discrepancies about what would be permitted on parcel A, so that 52 proposed to purchase the property outright from 44 Powder Hill Road, and they had variances approved for lot area, lot shape factor, and a previous violation of a shed side yard setback over here in the northern portion of House 52. So that's more than you needed to know, but what this plan does is transfer parcel A from lot 14 to lot 16. So house 44 to 52. It's not creating any new buildable lots, but it allows this property area to install a swimming pool, which they expressed as their intention during the ZBA hearings.
Okay. So just kind of a land purchase from one homeowner to another.
Yeah. Yeah.
So simple A&R. We're not talking about making new lots and creating frontages. So, does anyone on the board have questions about this?
Pretty straightforward.
Not here.
Okay, yep, pretty straightforward. So, I will make a motion to approve the A&R for, I guess we'll call this 52, or sorry, for 44 and 52 Powder Hill Road, lots 16 and 14.
Second that.
Michael Gore,
Aye.
Robert Romer,
Aye.
James Barr,
Aye.
and Michael Lau.
Aye.
The plan is approved by a vote of 4-0.
The next item is another A&R. This is for 146 and 160 Still River Road. Some of you may remember this was part of a detached accessory dwelling unit that we approved last year, maybe.
Yeah.
So Pam, do you want to pull that up and just give a quick overview of what they're looking to do?
Trying to zoom out a little here.
Or maybe you need to zoom in for that little
Zoom in.
sliver.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the detail on the screen.
So this might be the record for the smallest
Oop.
land transfer that I've ever seen in an A&R.
Let me see what.
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on one second. Oh, it keeps. Okay.
Yeah,
Can you see
drives me
the
nuts.
detail? Sorry, it's
Yeah, no, I think that's fine.
okay.
That's fine. And people can bring it up
Um,
on their computers at home too.
So the details over here in the right hand side. I don't know if it's on your screen or not. I can't see what I'm sharing.
We can see the whole thing up to the
Oh,
road
okay.
on the bottom. So yeah,
All right, sorry
if you want
about
to point
that.
out the existing garage.
Yeah, so the garage is here. This was approved. This house was approved as an accessory dwelling unit through the board by a special permit. And the new main single family home for the lot is going to be constructed attached to the existing garage, but it only had 19.1 feet for the setback and the bylaw requires 20 feet. So these two lots are commonly owned. So they've taken a small strip of land to accommodate the 20-foot setback. It's about a foot.
So literally that sliver is just being
Yeah.
added onto, how are we referring to these? Is it parcel? So
These are
parcel 13 is the
yeah, I can't.
one.
Let me zoom in. I can't. And there's a note over here which explains it's creating parcel X as a non-buildable lot to be conveyed to and annexed to the land of Broomfield Laboratories, Inc.
Okay. And I've never seen something referred to as X. Is that
And
okay to do it like this?
Parcel X, yeah, that's fine. You can call it parcel, whatever you want, any
Okay.
letter, or number. But the addresses are on the plan. They just didn't come through in the scanned
I gotcha.
version. So this is 160 and this is 146.
So again, pretty straightforward. Taking an even smaller portion of land and adding it into the existing parcel that's gonna have the new house on it. So from the board, any questions on this? It'd be pretty
And
straightforward.
there's the detail of the sliver.
Okay.
But it saved him from applying for a variance. So
Yeah,
this was
yep.
the
I
route.
mean, better to do this than have to go through
Yeah.
ZBA, I suppose. And this makes it official for all time. So if there's no questions or discussion, then I will make a motion to approve the A&R for 146 and 160 Still River Road.
Seconded.
Michael Gore,
Aye.
Robert Romer,
Aye.
James Barr,
Aye.
Michael Lau.
Aye.
The plan's deemed endorsable by a vote of 4-0.
Moving right along, the MVP grant for the Derby Field improvements. You want to talk about that, Pam?
Yes, on this is more of an FYI. On May 30th, there'll be a presentation with the landscape architect of the proposed Derby Field improvements. It's going to be conducted on site, so we're hoping for good weather. We'll have plans displayed, colored graphics, and more detail of the planting area. We got additional funds through the state, through the MVP grant, to complete a stormwater analysis of the property, so that's been designed as well. And we're going to do a walkthrough and lay out a preliminary, the preliminary walking trail locations and the planting bed locations, and review the improvements to Derby Field, such as the walking path, where proposed bleachers may be located, and
You want to
some
bring up some
lighting
of those
improvements.
plans you have there, Pam?
What's that? Oh, I'm
said, do you want to
sorry.
bring up some of those
Yeah, I
plans?
paused. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it and explaining
Oh,
it.
no
and
worries.
didn't share.
No, there we go.
Okay, there you go. And we're expecting it to be about an hour and a half. If everyone's welcome to attend, we're inviting the community. There will be some school events going on too, so we're hoping to get some traffic from that as well.
The school is located at the top of this
Yeah, at the
picture,
top of the
right? Just for
screen.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so this is where this path over here, the parking lot is up here, and this is
Mhm.
that big rip rap slope that leads down to the field from
Yep.
the parking area. And the walking path, the bituminous concrete sidewalk goes through here. And then the field is really just, it's kind of worn out. There's a lot of dirt showing, the grass is matted. There's a couple of old sheds right here. They're located on the plan. One houses an irrigation system, which we're evaluating as part of this hopefully the next phase of the project. And then there's some trail connections which go off into the Bolton Manor area, the Bolton Manor
And
and the 580 Main Street.
is all that on the
property.
right? Is that the garden that you're talking about? Is that
Yeah,
or is that
this is the
existing?
garden. It's going to be a native edible garden, planted with climate change expectations in mind. It's supposed to be native, pretty low maintenance. We've incorporated a sensory area, and now with the new stormwater calculations, we're proposing a rain garden for stormwater treatment that we're trying to incorporate into the planting beds, and we're going to incorporate some educational signage about the plantings and some their purposes. So some stormwater education signage we're hoping will be put into the rain garden area, and then just some information about the native edibles and sensory area.
Sorry, Pam, that the garden part there, that's just kind of an existing kind of scrub part of the field today, right? Or is that gonna kind of go into the tree line area?
It's not on this plan because it's new. And we don't have it. I didn't have it as part of the package to incorporate, but will this work? It's going to be a small detention area. There's going to be catch basins, leaching catch basins and drainage, which shed into this garden bed.
Okay.
And it's going to be located about, can you see my cursor?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, it should be located around here. I don't know why it's not working, but
Yeah, no worries. But I guess I was talking kind of about the broader garden. So that's, when I look
this,
on like Google Earth, it's so there's just kind of like a worn out side part there. Like I guess
yeah.
are they taking trees down as part of this, or is it
No,
just
the trees are going to maintain, and they put some shade tolerant species under the more significant trees.
Okay.
So you can see their existing outline if you look closely. Let me zoom in.
Okay.
I think they were oak trees, and think there was one. So I don't know if you can see this right here.
Yeah,
Those
so
are the
big
exit.
outlines. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Those are
Okay.
the existing trees, and there's no intention to take those down.
This is it. And that's a Thursday, you said?
The 30th. So yes, not this Thursday, next Thursday.
Yep, okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
At 3:45. We'll have refreshments and hopefully be outside in the field area.
Yeah. Where, out of curiosity, where you said possibly bleachers, where are they thinking about putting those? Are those
We're
the-
gonna install some seating, hopefully into the hillside, so we don't want to flatten anything out, but install tiered seating along this steep hillside that's there. So build it into the slope, and then the intention was to put additional seating on this area. So we'll have to figure out if there's enough room for that and the rain garden.
Yep.
So that's still in the works.
Okay, and
This
there's
side
nothing you
is
need
flat,
us.
so I'm sorry, what's that?
Oh, so I was just gonna say, there's nothing you need us to do for this. This is
No,
just
I'm just
okay.
keeping you informed and trying to get the word out about the May 30th meetings. And
Okay,
if you have
great.
any questions or comments that you want to submit, then certainly welcome those.
And what kind of grass are they putting on the field?
We don't know yet. They haven't identified the species yet.
But it will require some sort of irrigation?
Yes.
Okay.
And new soil as well. The soil there isn't very compatible for the high use that the field gets.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get into all the specifics, but I mean, are they like digging out kind of the top layer of that soil and replacing it, or just kind of going
Yes.
over top of it? Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're regrading, replacing the top area of soil and installing new grass.
What's the time frame? I mean, this is all sort of still dependent on getting the grant, right?
Right. So this design process, it has to be complete by June 30th with the phase 1 grant awards through the MVP process. And then if we're awarded the next phase, we suspect it would be a 2-year period, which the MVP program allows. So it would be a
Okay.
2-year finalized design and construction process.
Yep.
Do they have an order of magnitude estimate on the cost?
No. We have an estimate, but we'd need to solidify that a little better.
What's the estimate?
I have to check. It was
And
well
Pam-
over,
Go ahead, Pam. Sorry.
I think it was about $500,000. That's just the MVP portion. They wouldn't pay for fencing and lighting.
So Pam, lighting was the question. Are they talking about just like path lighting, or are they actually talking about field lighting? Like
No, they're
putting up-
talking about field lighting.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't, the path we talked about separate lower lights for the path if wanted at night, but we went back and forth on whether we wanted to encourage use of the school property late at night after it's dark. So that might be incorporated onto the post, but the main goal was for the field lighting.
And
This will
I
be
assume
field lighting that minimizes upward pollution.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into the details yet. We're just discussing lighting the field.
I mean, look at the lighting that we put on to Memorial Field. I mean, that's all downward facing. It's awesome. And that was a lot of money, and Bolton Youth Baseball did that mainly on our own.
Yes, they
I
did.
assume Parks and Rec is deeply involved with you here, or
Yeah,
no?
the project team is Rebecca from Conservation, Lisa Sheppel from Parks and Rec,
Yep.
Randy
Okay.
Hegland from DPW, and Robert Frieswick from the Buildings and Grounds Department at Neshoba Regional School District.
Okay. I was involved with the group that put the lighting in on the memorial field. So if you guys have questions, we've got some good experience with that if you need resources or anything.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
What is the purpose of the fence? Like, is it just to keep the soccer balls in the area?
Yeah, they lose a lot of balls, I guess, and also to create a walking path around the edge that's kind of separated from the field and the players.
Yeah, I was quite surprised at the number of balls in the woods behind Sawyer.
Yeah.
I walked it a couple of weeks ago.
No, this is great. Anyone else have questions on this?
No, sounds
I
like a
can
good
I can
project.
send you the estimates we have right now.
Sure.
I forgot the costs. I apologize. It's broken out by climate and field work versus like our want list.
So how, this is gonna be pursued as a single grant for construction, or how?
Yes, there's one grant to the MVP program.
Okay,
Thanks for that, Pam.
Sure.
The next item of business is Chapter 61A, first right of refusal land consideration. So Pam, do you want to give an overview? This is about a parcel on the corner of Green Road and Harvard Road. For
Yeah.
those that are familiar with it. Okay, you want to give an overview?
Sure. So this property is been classified as chapter 61A, which means that they get tax relief for keeping the property undeveloped, and in exchange for that relief, the town gets first right of refusal when they go to take it out of chapter 61. So in order to do that, they have to notify the town and go through a process, and part of that process involves the town evaluating whether they want to pursue that right to purchase the property. Part of the requirements are that the landowner provide the purchase and sale agreement that they were offered to sell the property. And they've done that, and it's for $1.3 million for the two parcels shown before you. It totals a little slightly over 18 acres in area. And so the select board have 120 days from the time of notification to respond to that request to release the property. They can do it sooner if chosen, but they can't take longer than the 120 days. Part of the notification process is to provide written notice to the assessing office, the conservation office, and the planning board, as well as the state forester. We don't have a town process for this yet, though it was identified as a high priority of the master plan. So that's what prompted us to bring it before you. You don't have authority, but it is appreciated if a recommendation from the planning board is made.
Just for some little additional context, so Eric Nealon couldn't be here tonight, but he did send an email to me and Pam, and he talked to the town trails committee just to ask if they would have an interest in something on this space. There's no contiguous trails to this space, so they weren't particularly interested in it. They would let the conservation trust know about the land, but his opinion was that this was not, we should not recommend that to the select board to purchase this land. I'll, we can open this up to discussion right now if any members of the board have opinions either way about this.
I believe the trust has the same opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of money for a parcel of land that's not particularly useful to the town otherwise. So I'm also of the opinion that we would not make a recommendation to purchase this.
Yeah, particularly for 1.3 million. I mean, it's a beautiful piece of land. It's one of the last remaining small farms. Having said that, it's not contiguous. It has no trails in it. And inevitably it'll be developed.
The schematic with the purchase and sale was submitted to the town. It creates 4 A&R lots and the 2 backland lots under our bylaw.
And is that what they would plan? I mean, I don't know if they do they have to like
They
submit
don't, no, they can,
definitive?
once it's released, they can come
Yeah.
back with a different proposal.
I mean, I'd imagine they'd want to do a phosphid on this, but okay. Anyone else on the board have discussion about these parcels?
No.
And so Pam, you and I spoke a little bit earlier today about this, and it'd be interesting to see kind of where else in town this first right of refusal land exists. And show that to the board, and that would just be interesting to know if some of these parcels ever came up, kind of in keeping with our discussion about possibly identifying, new land for DPW or other uses in town. This one happens to be in a very heavily residential area of town, so it's not particularly useful for us that way, but there may be other parcels.
Yeah, we have maps and parcel information for all the chapter 61A property, or all the chapter 61 property, I should say, in both the open space plan and the master plan, which we're updating simultaneously. So they both have current information.
Need specific numbers, but do you roughly know, like, I mean, are there a lot of parcels that are under this classification?
I
Or
wouldn't
just kind of
say
a handful?
a ton, but there is a significant amount.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great to see at some point. So,
Pam, that map is currently available, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the Google Drive. Um,
Yeah, why don't you send that to the board just to give them a heads up on what's up, relative location and how many?
the parcel info isn't in there, but I do have it, but it's not
Okay.
all compiled in the chapter yet, but I can send the map out.
Yeah, it'd be very useful. Because we really do have to take into consideration the additional needs of the municipality at this point. There's not an awful lot of town-owned land that is appropriate for, any reasonable projected additional facilities, whether that's DPW or a town house or a community center or anything like that.
any other discussion about this item? No. So Pam, I guess, so we can make a motion to not recommend purchase to the select board. Is that the right wording?
Yeah, I would just include your brief reasoning that we discussed, not there's no greenway connections or trail connections, that type of thing.
Okay.
So they know the basis for
Sure.
the general
Um,
discussion.
Okay, I will make a motion to recommend to the select board to pass over the chapter 61A land on the corner of Green Road and Harvard Road, due mainly to the fact that there's no existing trail network contiguous with that parcel of land and no other no other use for the town to own that property.
Yeah, I'd point out that the area it's in is not appropriate for municipal use in all probability.
Yeah. So amended.
So we need a second for that motion.
Second,
Michael Gore,
Right.
Robert Romer,
aye.
James Barr,
I
Michael Lau.
Aye.
Motion for the recommendation passes by a vote of 4-0.
Okay, the next item, just the review of the OSRD workshop. I don't know that we have anything else to really discuss on this. We've kind of gone over email with Randall for a few things. We're gonna try to keep it all in the cafeteria, just to have one space to do it rather than trying to move around and set up AV stuff in the auditorium as well. So, Pam, anything else that we need to discuss on this?
No, I spoke with the school today. They can get us in at 5 o'clock at the earliest. And the workshop will, and the PowerPoint presentation will start at 5:30, so it should be enough time to set up the tables and everything that we need to do.
What have we got for revised PR at the moment?
Well, I just solidified the location today because they have been emailing me saying they didn't think that it would be available. Because of all the end of the year school activities that they were worried we'd have to be kicked out, which wouldn't work well for a publicized event. So we just got the flyers updated today and we'll distribute them tomorrow to the Facebook website, and the paper.
If we can get that flyer, maybe in smaller size, into certainly the Independent, if not the
Yep.
Clinton item, it would be very useful.
Yeah, we'll get it into the paper.
Yeah, it's much better than a calendar item.
And we'll do the email news flashes and through the subscribers and then get it on the Facebook page.
Okay, and could you get that out to the trust as well?
Sure.
Okay, anything else on the workshop? Nope. Okay.
Just out of
next-
curiosity, is there an issue with daytime lighting? I know that Randall wanted a darkened room, but I believe we have had presentations there during the day and it's worked pretty well.
We did it with the master plan and it worked out fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, that's fine.
Next item is the approval of minutes from April 10th. Hopefully everyone had a chance to look through these. They look good to me. So, if there's no questions, I will make a motion to approve the planning board minutes from April 10th, 2024.
Seconded.
Michael Gore,
Aye.
Bob Romer,
All right,
James Barr,
Aye.
Michael Lau.
Hi.
Okay, any other business that we need to discuss tonight, Pam?
Just the Martha subdivision, which is the 6-lot cul-de-sac off of South Bolton Road, is wanting to start construction. It changed ownership. We were supposed to have a pre-construction meeting with town staff today, but there was some confusion about the location, so we're going to follow up with them, and we expect that they'll start construction fairly soon. And then I was contacted by a few abutters from the Goose Pond Path Tadmore subdivision. They received notice that the developer won't be maintaining the subdivision anymore and that they should be taking it over. So they've emailed quite a few questions related to the fire cistern and maintenance requirements, and I'll be getting back to them with that information, but they did want to get on a future planning board agenda. I'm not sure it'll be necessary once we get answers to some of their questions, but I'll keep you in the loop on that.
I don't think anything else happening.
oh, one thing we may want to mention with regard to the master plan. It's got to be done under the grant conditions by the end of June, but unfortunately, our primary consultant has resigned. She's going to help out, but her boss, who is reasonably new as well, will be taking it over. We've had a meeting, a transition meeting with the BSC team. So it looks like it's in reasonably good hands, but we're sad to see her go. She really was kind of the guiding light towards the end.
That's too bad. And will you be done by the end of June?
I think the basic plan will be done, the presentations to the planning board, any revisions required of that, and then subsequently a presentation of the selectmen will occur after that.
Okay. One thing that we haven't done this year is really set a schedule. We typically set our meetings kind of in the beginning of the year. July and August have traditionally been a single meeting month, in case we need to meet, except in case we need to meet for some other reason. So I'm still kind of planning for 2 meetings in June and then a meeting in July and August. Bob, I don't know when you were planning to present the master plan, if that was more of a fall thing or you're planning for summer for that.
Well, if we can do it in the summer, I'd like to do it, but
Okay.
that depends on the outcome at the end of June.
Okay.
I
Pam,
would
I'm-
think August would be the earliest we
Yeah,
can.
I think so. That's,
Sorry, Jim, you're gonna say something?
yeah, what's going on with the Martha property?
Oh, it's an approved subdivision and they're gonna start construction shortly.
He sold it off to some other company, which is not uncommon. He went through the
Okay,
approval
all right,
process
okay.
and got it all permitted and then is just selling it as
Gotcha,
is, basically.
Gotcha.
They will most likely need to come back to us. Part of that was they're gonna need a common driveway as
Yeah.
part of that subdivision, which we didn't do during that initial process.
Right,
Typically, the applicant knows if they need a common driveway, they'll do the subdivision and, the phosphorus and the common driveway together, in the same process, but they didn't do that. So they'll need that at some point.
gotcha.
But yeah, Pam, just keep us in the loop if whatever we need to do for that.
Okay. And just for your information, we're getting the site plan in for the new high school, and the select board have granted the planning board permission and jurisdiction over conducting the public hearing and making a decision on that project.
Decision on what?
The site plan for the Neshoba Regional High School.
Wow, okay.
All in your hands, Jim.
So
we get
that-
signage too?
The odd thing about that is that Niche Engineering is the project design firm, so we'll have to pick a new peer review consultant to work with the board on reviewing stormwater calcs and the plans.
Yeah. So I spoke with Pam earlier about this. So I don't know if you guys remember last year we interviewed Haley Ward, who I think was based out of Lancaster, maybe. To bring them on for some peer review projects. And we just have not had a single project requiring peer review in all that time. But this would be a first good test case to see if we like working with them, and kind of move forward with them from this.
Big test case.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. But they're a fairly big firm, they were local, but had local representation, but were a big firm, and so seemed to have a good amount of staff and would be able to handle kind of bigger projects.
I've been very happy with them.
Oh, that's right. You've used them before, right?
Yeah.
Or you've worked with them? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's great. And so Pam, I sent you that info earlier, so you.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Anything else that we want to talk about? No.
I don't have anything else.
All right.
Do we have specific dates for the meetings? June, July, August? Other than 2 in June and one thereafter?
Yeah, so the June meetings, 12th and 26th currently.
Okay,
July, we'll need to, so if we go with a single meeting in July, single meeting in August, that might put us kind of in the middle of the month, so like maybe the 17th of July. But I am totally flexible on when we do that. We can work around people's vacation schedules or whatever. So if people have dates that they can't make in July or August, maybe send those to me and Pam, and we'll try to figure out some dates that work for everybody.
okay.
If there's nothing else, then I will make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good night,
you.
and we'll see you. Is our next meeting
The
our next
12th.
meeting is so our next meeting will be the workshop. So we're doing that in lieu of a normal meeting.
Yep.
So for those that can make it, we'll see you there.
All right, take care, everybody.
Okay, have a good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.